If you guys like this video, click here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe.
Over here.
Click here.
All right, we're done.
All right, peace out.
Here. You guys notice how low I have to squat to get in frame on Carl's camera? All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
What's up, it's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. Today we are here in Little Tokyo in downtown Los Angeles. Today I have a very special guest. It's been a while. This is Huei-Yuan Pan.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hopefully you guys know him. You better know him. So I'm going to leave links in the description if you don't know him, so you can follow him on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. He has his own channel too, so make sure you guys follow him on those channels as well. And today we want to talk about something that everybody's afraid of, which is like performing in public, speaking in public. Public speaking is probably one of the things that people are afraid of the most.
Yeah,
I
most
believe.
people.
Like they're literally terrified of that prospect. So here we are in the middle of this kind of busy plaza here in Little Tokyo, and we're doing this video blog out here. So what was the point of us doing this here again?
Well, okay, so tonight's the first time Carl and I have gotten together in 2018. We said, hey, Friday, let's meet up for dinner. And we were walking back from dinner, walking by this busy plaza, and if you guys are watching this right now, there's actually a crowd of people to our left that are watching us shoot this right now. And it's so funny because we walked by and we're on this like stage-like area, and we walked by and Carl mentioned like, oh, hey, they actually do karaoke there. Sometimes.
How would I know that?
Yeah, I was like, how did you know that?
Well, because, you know, I may or may not have sung more than 1 or 2 songs here, you know, and sang probably my repertoire of my greatest hits.
He's like a regular, basically. So
is that what I said? I didn't say that.
so we walked by, and then after he's like, oh, we should shoot a video here. I'm like, dude, there's people everywhere.
And I said,
walking by.
Exactly, that's why we're gonna do it. Let's go.
True Carl
Got my camera.
Drum Tech style. So we went and got his camera, and when we were walking back from the car, and we're like, you know, brainstorming what we could talk about, what I told Carl was something that I've told him before in the past, which was Carl really inspired me before we really knew each other. We were first starting to become friends.
We're just watching each other's content, right?
And I saw a video of Carl doing one of his Vlogs in Vegas, and he's standing in this like really busy sidewalk area, and so he's got his tripod up, and he's going at it, right? And basically every person that's walking by him is doing one of these things. They're going. And you can see it in the video, and Carl does not care. He's just going at it and going at it. And for me, you know, that was around the time that I started making videos, and I was like, you know, if he doesn't care, that's how he's able to create these videos, and it helped me get over feeling self-conscious. So my question for Carl was, maybe we could share some of the things that you've learned since because you've been going weekly on YouTube for how long now?
Probably close to 2 years, if not already 2 years.
2 years of weekly videos, and that's another thing that I really admire about Carl. But what took you from, like, what were you like when you first started, and how do you feel now about, you know, obviously you're not self-conscious in public, but what have you learned?
One of the biggest things I've learned, and the things that, you know, I could impart upon you if I were to give you any tips if you want to do something like that, just as far as like, you know, getting outside your comfort zone, like performing, getting in front of people, is that experience counts. Like when I first started doing it, like I would be in the middle of a quiet like Beverly Hills street, not a lot of people walking by, and I would talk very softly and very slowly. You see, I don't know what I'm doing, right?
Yo, this is Carl Arietta, doing my first ever video blog.
So I'm talking very on my phone, and in my mind I'm thinking, I'm so afraid of somebody from one of the houses hearing me, and then I don't know what's going to happen with that. If they do, I don't know, but I was somehow afraid of that.
Hey, shut the f up!
I was also afraid of people like possibly walking by and seeing me do my thing, and to the point where like if people were starting to walk by, I would stop the recording, wait for them to pass by, and then start again. Like that's literally what I was afraid of. That's what I was dealing with. But you know, that was my very first video. But the thing is, like I kept doing videos over and like pushing myself more and more out of my comfort zone, more people in you know, in the crowd, things like that. And then to a point where like now you see me as I am, like just talking normally. I don't care what people think. I just do my thing. And yeah, that's the thing. It's experience.
You guys watch this, right? There's actually people still watching us record this as we're speaking. So
I mean, you know, like it's cool if they are generally interested in what I'm talking about, or they're just curious. Like that's dope. But you know, if the thing that kind of like gets people afraid is the fact that, you know, they care what people think. So I'm just trying to put myself in that mode where like, you know, it doesn't matter. Just do your thing. You know, they like it, cool. They don't like it, cool. Just do it.
Yeah. And there's this thing that I tell my students about all the time, which is there's this phenomenon called the spotlight effect, which is where people tend to think that everyone in the world is looking at them.
Right.
At that moment, you feel like you're under the spotlight. When in reality, you know, you can see people walking by right now. They'll look at us for a second, and then they just keep going about their business.
Right.
They could care less what we're doing over here, right?
Right.
And I told Carl this earlier. We've got an ongoing, like long running joke, inside joke with my mom and I, where you know, as a kid, I had this spotlight effect issue where, you know, I'd go from, you know, different activities, karate class to, you know, Boy Scouts or vice versa. And I remember this one time I was in the parking lot, and my mom was like, "Oh, just change into your karate outfit in the parking lot behind the car." I was like, "Mom,
Pre-drum corps,
I
right?
can't change." Yeah, I'm like 7 at this point, and I'm like, "Mom, I can't change out here. People might see me." And she goes, and she looks at me. She's like, "Look, nobody cares. You're just a little kid out here." And then she goes, "It's not like you're Paul Newman or anything." And at the time, I'm 7, so I look at her and go, "Who's Paul Newman?" And those of you who are watching this right now, if you're in our typical demographic, you're probably wondering who Paul Newman is. A very famous actor from my mom's
I
generation.
barely know.
He doesn't know who Paul Newman is either.
I didn't say
he's
that.
a singer. No, he's an actor.
You scared of me, mister. Why don't you just come right out and say so?
And she was right. Nobody cares. So, you know, now when we get too in our head or we feel too self-conscious, we'll just look at German and say, "Look, it's not like you're Paul Newman or anything, so get over it. Let's go."
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, like, you're right. People kind of walk by, they do one look, and then they're like, okay, back to my day. Like,
Yeah.
that's really that's what's happening right now, literally.
So how did you go from feeling self-conscious to just getting over it and doing it?
Well, yeah, like I said, experience is a huge thing. But the other thing is, like, you know, like that.
Wait, meaning the more you do it, the easier.
The more you do it, the easier it gets. But the other thing is, like, you know, that like pushing yourself to do it. I've always learned in like self-development circles that, like, if you're afraid of it, like if you're afraid of doing something, like that's when you should absolutely do it. Obviously, fear is a huge self-preservation mechanism. But obviously, you do this video blog out here, like, we're not gonna die, right?
So it's the worst that could happen.
What's the worst can happen, right? So that's not gonna happen. So that part of your self-preservation, you need to disregard that because, you know, like I said, you're not gonna die, right? So that's one. The other thing too is like, that's the thing, like instinctively, when we were talking about doing, you know, possibly doing a video blog here, when you started saying like, you know, well, I don't know if we should, what, you want to do this here, now, in the middle of the thing? Like, there's so many people.
Just
I'm
for
like,
the record, I did not look or sound that
okay, fine. Similar to that. Like, I instinctively said, that's exactly why we should do it. Let's go. And that's when I thought to get the camera. Like that. So that's the thing that drives me. Is like the fact that, you know, if you're afraid, yeah, you should do it. And I think you mentioned something about like, you know, in our Facebook Live, is that if you, what was it?
If you're uncomfortable,
yeah,
it's a sign of growth.
It's a sign of growth, right?
Something that my professor used to tell me all the time, and I remind my students of this also, which is, you know, when you're uncomfortable, that's a place for you to grow, and that's a good thing. You know, it's like when you're reading a book and you come across a word that you don't know the definition of, that's a good thing. That means you're reading literature that's beyond your current reading level, so then you go and look up the word, you get the definition, and now you can incorporate that into your speech and your writing.
Playing
right?
tap tracks for the first time, I'm sure it's super hella uncomfortable at first.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yep.
But you should embrace that and think, oh, I'm getting better. That's literally what it means.
Yep.
So
I remember being, like, vividly in high school, being a junior, and my teacher just ripping Flam 5. And, you know, I just look awkward, terrible off the left hand, and I just...
And it can be frustrating too,
yeah,
right?
I got so frustrated. And then he said something to me, he goes, yeah, but dude, how long have I been playing and how long have you been playing? Like, you're fine. Just go slow and you'll get it. I know you will. And it was very encouraging about Matt Quinlan. Matt, if you're watching this, thanks.
That'd be nice.
But feeling uncomfortable and then doing it anyway and then pushing through and getting better for it.
Right.
Yo, are you guys having problems playing cheeses? Let me break it down for you guys, alright? So, first thing you gotta do is make sure you got a strong, solid flam on the right hand and the left hand. Now, make sure you have strong diddles, both on the right and the left. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a diddle and you're gonna add a little grace note right before the first note of the diddle. Now try on the left. Okay, once that's good, try cheese left, right, cheese right, left. And there you have it. You're playing some cheeses. Doesn't matter how slow you're playing it, it's still cheeses. Don't discount that, right? So now if you want to play it faster, you want to approach the diddles a little bit faster, right? So like a little bit more motion like this, not like this, okay? So let's take 4 diddles and 4 cheeses. Okay, there you have it. Have some fun playing cheeses.
So there's, I mean, so that's the thing that's a huge motivating factor for me is you know, fear, right? So if you're afraid, you should do it. Yeah, like if
The more you do it, the
easier it gets.
Give me one more. What's one more concrete thing? Someone wants to shoot a video of themselves playing. They want to shoot a vlog. They feel nervous about it. You tell them.
I tell them, well, here's the thing. What I tell students who come up to me online, DM me, and they say, Carl, you know, I would post a drumming video, but I'm afraid of getting wrecked at school by the upperclassmen, the kids in my line. You know, they're basically afraid, and maybe that's you too. You know, you're afraid of other kids your age making fun of you for doing the video, making fun of your playing, critiquing you, whatever the case may be. That is seriously like if I were to cite all the reasons why people don't post, that's probably like 95% of why people don't post. And so the answer to that is, right, you literally should not hold you back, is the fear of like what people might think, whether you're gonna get some negative feedback or whatever. Like, if, in my opinion, if you are that person who posts something despite the fact that you are leaving yourself open to that kind of criticism, like, that's a very admirable thing. It's very inspiring. Just like, you know, it was inspiring for you, right? I'm not tooting my own horn, but it was inspiring for you to see me do my thing in Vegas, right? And it's like, you know, if I see somebody do that, I'm inspired by them too, because it's like, yo, these people are overcoming their fears. They're not afraid of judgment and what people will think. Like, they're just doing it, and then like, whatever people see it as, take it as it is. And, you know, and just be happy with doing your thing, you know?
You never know who else you might be inspiring out there. You know, Carl's making those videos, and I mean, he didn't think like, oh, Huei's gonna watch this video and that's gonna inspire him to make his video. He's just doing his thing. So if you share a video of yourself playing, maybe your friend will see it and say, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Carl's practicing, I need to get on it and practice as well. And if someone does give you a hard time, I mean, this is kind of a hot topic for, you know, some of the stuff I'm doing at school right now with my students. If anybody's giving you a hard time online, like, don't even give them half a millisecond of your attention.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no room for people hating, and that's coming from a place. You have no idea what's going on with. That's an issue with them, not an issue with you. So.
And do you want to go deep with something like that? I mean, the reason why you care, why people think, what people think about you, again, it's a self-preservation thing, right? You want to be able to fit in. You want people to like you. So you are naturally going to be very concerned about what people think. So, but then again, like I said, right? Like, we live in a world where not much harm can really come to you, like, unless you do something really crazy or like reckless. So that part of your self-preservation mechanism does not apply. So that's why you really shouldn't care. You really shouldn't give, like we said, don't even give it a second thought, right, as to what people think about you. Just put it out. Like, if you put yourself out there genuinely, right, and unafraid, like, the people who will love you for that, they'll love you. And there's still people who won't like you, but that's okay, because there are gonna be people who will like you, who will like your drumming videos if you put it out there. And there's gonna be people who don't like your drumming videos. Doesn't matter, right? It's just like, there's gonna be enough people who really like your stuff that the people who don't like it won't even matter.
Awesome.
I would love it if, like, we can inspire one day to get people to post drumming videos out in public, like in a public place like this. Just, you know, bust out their pad and just start drumming some rams, start drumming their BYOS videos or whatever, like out in the public space. Like, how cool is that? How inspiring would that be to start a movement of people just being unafraid to put themselves out there and just perform, and perform for the love of performing, not just for how people react to it, not just like for people like saying like, oh yeah, that's awesome, but just to perform just because you love doing it. Like I love just being out here and just talking in front of a camera. Like, it's fun for me.
Yeah.
Like it literally is.
Yeah.
So, and it's easier to have somebody else with you too, of course. So,
If someone tries to beat him up, I'll say,
yeah.
hey, don't do that.
That's why he's here. He's bigger, so that's why I keep him around. Bodyguard.
All right. Well, hey, man. Thanks for inviting me
Yeah,
back
man.
on.
Thanks for being on the video.
Yeah.
Appreciate it as always. Hope you guys enjoyed having him on here.
Don't leave me hanging here.
Oh, sorry. Or else he'll still stop being my bodyguard.
Yeah. Comment? Call to action.
Oh, call to action. All right, guys. So a lot of you guys are on YouTube. I see it. You guys post comments on my channel. I challenge you
Here comes a new challenger.
to post a video on your YouTube and post a video of you drumming in a kind of crowded place, not in a quiet place, like, you know, like in a crowded place like this, where you won't get in trouble, all right? Like where you were like when those, I mean, and that's gonna happen. Sometimes that's unavoidable. Like you're gonna get some security guards saying, you're like, hey, stop that. But if you do like a video, like maybe 10 seconds, like maybe you can get away with it.
You know the easiest place to do it, even if it's not like in public. Let's say you're setting up before band rehearsal starts. You're in the middle of your band room.
Oh, nice.
There are people around.
Nice.
Just set up your phone, you're recording, and it's not one of those, you know, one strategy I'll give you guys is it's not like a setup, play, turn the camera off. It's hard to get a good take that way. What you do is you just turn it on. We did this before we started shooting this.
Just leave the camera on.
Turn the camera on, set up, do your thing, and then within 5 minutes you'll forget that the camera's even there. Record yourself, play. You should be recording your practice sessions anyway. Play, and then find a clip that you think would be worth sharing.
It's called editing. That's the thing I don't do very much of. Mr. One Take Wonder I am.
All right.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much if you've been watching. If you've been watching this far, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments or have a suggestion on a future video that I should do or we should do together, leave that in the comments below. If you have not subscribed to me or Huei-Yuan Pan as of now and you watch our videos and you like it, what the heck are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'd really appreciate that. I know Wei would appreciate that as well. You know what? YouTube is this cool thing now where like you can like put your channel up for people to subscribe. I can also do it for yours too.
Yeah.
So it'll be like side by side on top of each other, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you guys can subscribe to us, and if you guys really like this video and you feel like somebody could get some value out of this video, please share this video on Facebook. Where else can you share it? Instagram,
Twitter.
Yeah, wherever. All right, so share this video. Really appreciate that. So yo, me and Wei are here downtown, underneath his school at Colburn. Right here in these tunnels underneath the freeway and stuff like that, underneath the street, really. But it's a great place to take a picture. Took us a couple tries to get it, but you know, it was like, I don't know, we took like 20 tries, 20 shots. But once you get that one shot, man, like it makes it all worth it. Like, no matter how many tries you did, like you get that one shot, it makes all the fails, like the shots you didn't get, you know, the shots that aren't that great. Get that one shot, like, it makes it all worth it. So I'm sure you guys will see that soon, probably on Instagram. So look out for it.